and really get your business operating in the black. So before we get started on that, I want you to know that this advice is not for everybody. It is for entrepreneurs. And more specifically, we serve e-commerce entrepreneurs over here. So if you are not working for yourself and you're not dealing with the large debts that business owners are dealing with, this advice is not going to make sense for you. It is not right for you, and you should not take it. It's not good for you. Okay. Go back to Dave Ramsey and Rachel Cruz. That will be more effective. Okay. So last week we talked about this scam, right, of the massive debt that everybody in society has normalized lately, and how that's not okay. And so we're prioritizing decreasing your debts and paying off loans if that's one of your goals. And what you need to know as a business owner to save yourself from adding years on your loan while you're working on that. If that's your goal, if this year in 2023 you're working on paying off your loans, there is a smarter way to do it without dumping all of your extra cash into every bill that you have. So, in my opinion, you need to pay off your loans before creating a big savings account, because the interest rates will never work in your favor that way. Your debt will always rack up faster than your savings. Most savings accounts, even business savings accounts, are giving you less than 1% back, right? And your credit card bill is not that, right? It's like 16 to 24% typically. Something to think about, because you are not making money in your savings. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. You're going to prioritize your debt, because you'll lose less money, we'll say. You'll lose less money prioritizing your debt, okay? And so the way that you prioritize your debt is by paying off your debts, by selecting the highest interest rate debts first, okay? So if you have, let's say you have 3 loans, and the first one's 10%, the next one 7%, and the next one is 5%, you're going to pay them off with the highest interest rate first, okay? So lay out all of your loans and your debts and basically just put them in order from highest interest rate to lowest interest rate. And then you pay whatever money you have set aside to pay on your debts. You pay the most to the highest debt, and then you pay the minimum balance on all of the rest. So it is a debt snowball, but you're working with interest rates rather than amounts like Dave Ramsey and his crew do. Okay. So, and this is important because in the first place, most personal finance people do not have, multiple 6-figure debts, which can definitely happen in business, and you're working with much bigger numbers, and it can add up. And he knows that it's not necessarily the wrong way, but the way that he does it does not save you money. It's just like supposed to psych you out so that you feel like you're winning. Okay, that's why he does what he does. So, but in business, you need to work with the system and with math that works, that's going to benefit you, and that will get you years back out of debt slavery. Okay, and that means going with interest. So you pay the highest interest rate first, and you go down to the lowest interest rate. And that highest interest rate, as soon as you have paid it off, you use that money that you would have spent on that loan, and you start paying it on the next loan, and the next one, and the next one. And that's how it becomes a snowball, getting bigger and bigger and helping you pay off all your loans. Okay. So and so the suggestion there, when you're asking, like, well, how much do I pay on on that loan that I'm not paying the minimum on. And my suggestion is you just do whatever you can afford on that first one. So if you have $1,000 that you can spend on all these 3 loans, and the minimum on the other 2 loans is $150, so you've got $150 here and $150 here, and that's $300. You've got $700. Put it all on the high interest rate loan. Then when that one is paid off, that $700 and the $150 you're already paying, $850 now goes on the second loan. Once that one's paid off, the whole $1,000 goes on to the third loan. Okay. And you just keep doing that until all of your loans are paid off. So believe me, that number is not for just everybody. It is just an example. So if you can pay more than $1,000 or less than $1,000, you do what you can do and get that paid off as fast as you can. And the higher the interest rate is, the faster you should be working to try to get it paid off. Okay. And but I want you to recognize something. You will accrue less debt while you're paying it off if you focus in that order, the highest interest rate first. Okay. The big takeaway here is I want you to understand how simple it can be, how easy it can be, but you've got to put a system in place. If you have to think about this every month and remake the decision, it's going to be difficult for you. It's going to be a challenge. But if it's already set up and it's running for you, it's going to happen and you'll be done with it before you know it. And there's no need to pay everything off all at once if that's going to keep you in debt. Okay. Don't rob Peter to pay Paul. Like if you pay off this credit card bill, but now you have no money to pay for your expenses in your business, guess what? You're going to take out a new loan. So you can afford to pay. All right. And if you're not sure where all your money is going every month, or you don't even know what you can afford to use to pay off your debt, then it's probably time to talk to someone who can help. Okay. If you're still doing your own bookkeeping or you have a bookkeeper and you don't know that information, then, or if you just need help determining where your profits are going each month, it sounds like support. If you do, if that's you, then feel free to reach out to us and we'll be happy to see how we might be able to help. Also, if you know anybody else who is in business who might need to hear this information, please feel free to tag them below or send this video to them. Thanks so much, guys. All right.